Mailbag time here on Chicago Bears Now. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. It's youtube.com/Bears Now. Live shows every Tuesday. That's the only way to be a part of our mailbags. Travis Dunaway, what do you think of the Sam Ehlinger pick in round 6, or of a Sam Ehlinger pick in round 6? I'm okay with it in round 6. I think at that point, any quarterback's fine. I think you should always draft a quarterback, even if it's late. See if they develop. If not, no harm, no foul. 6th-round picks usually don't even make the team anyway. Steve Lekarski, I don't know. Feleipe Franks in the 5th or 6th. Franks or Ehlinger? Gosh, I think Franks has more raw tools. He's got a rocket arm. Neither's going to be a franchise guy. Ehlinger's probably a safer guy. He could probably stick as a backup. Maybe you can use him in some other roles. Franks, he's got a big arm, but that's kind of it. Eric Freer, what is the difference in dead cap and if Leno is a post-June 1 cap? I think it's a couple million. I think if you cut him now, it's like $6-7 million. If you wait, it's 8 or 9. It's not a huge difference with him, so I don't think it really matters. If you're going to cut him, cut him. I think they'll wait and see how the draft plays out, and if they feel like they got their left tackle of the future, then they'll probably cut ties. Jason Howard, I don't want to draft a safety at 20. Need other positions more. I agree. Who's drafting a safety at 20? Not me. Safety, just go sign a safety. You have Eddie Jackson. I think he'll bounce back. Bring back Tayshaun Gibson. Go sign, whoever. Just get a decent veteran safety. You'll be just fine. Bears draft hats, they're available. Chatsports.com/BearsDraft. Tons of different styles available at that link. You got the curve bill, you got the flat bill, and the fitted style, also in the snapback style. So whatever your flavor is, chatsports.com/BearsDraft. And we got some styles from last year and the year before when you go to that link. So check that out, chatsports.com/BearsDraft. Danny Zeff, suck for Spencer Rattler. Do we know that Rattler's going to be like a top 5 pick the next year? Do we know if he's going to hold on to that job over Caleb Williams next year? If you don't know about Caleb Williams, 5-star recruit for Oklahoma. I think he was a spring enrollee. I think he could beat out. He could get some playing time this year. Executive producer Sam, who's an OU alum, in shambles. Look, I like Rattler, but there's a lot of unknown there. He's a little undersized as well, so we'll see how it plays out in college football this year. Raiders suck 69. This is not Mitchell Wren's burner account. Thoughts on signing Antonio Brown? Oh, that's how you really know it's not Mitch's burner. Gosh, I would still lean no, but it's not 100% no like it would have been 6 months or 12 months ago. He played well for the Bucs. You got to hand it to the guy. Now, let's not make this all these people on Twitter, it's a feel-good story for Antonio Brown. No, it's not a feel-good story. Let's just get that out of the way. It's not a comeback story. But hey, if market dries up, you get him for a non-guaranteed deal, you could maybe talk me into it. I think it could be a disaster with already some of the dysfunction on this team, but he's a good player. You got to call a spade, and Antonio Brown is still a good receiver. So, look, I still would lean against it, but I can't say that it's 4 smoking Jays that I wouldn't sign him. I'd say it's 3 that I wouldn't, but there's still a small chance. So, I'd lean no, but you guys can vote. Y for yes, N for no. Would you sign Antonio Brown? Get your votes in on this one in the comments. Sager, can we cut Nagy some slack? Agree. He's never had a losing season and had a bum as a GM. I've been trying to say that all along. I've said, hey, Matt Nagy deserves some blame, but the guy's 28-20 in 3 seasons. He's had bottom 5-ish quarterback play, a bad GM who's made some critical errors when it comes to quarterback. The guy's gone to the playoffs twice. I'm not saying he's a flawless coach, but you guys act like he's a bum. He is not a bum. Matt Nagy can coach. If they fire him, he will get picked up as an OC very, very quickly. That I can promise you. Craig S., would you draft Tony at 20 if no top offensive tackles are available? Love the show. I think I'm in the mold of I would prefer to trade down, and we can ask you guys this question, what you would prefer to do at number 20, but I would like Tony. He'd be good, but if all the tackles are gone, I think I'd rather just get an extra draft pick. I think that's where I'm at. We'll see who else is available at 20. I'd rather trade to 25 and take Tony there. Now, obviously, you can't force whoever has that pick to trade with you, but yeah, I think I would trade down. Get your votes in on this one. What should the Bears do in round 1? If you're watching live, almost 500 votes, 52% say trade up, 21% say trade down, 27% say stay put. Obviously, you got to wait and see how the draft plays out. But just on the surface, what would you guys rather do? U for trade up, D for trade down, or S for stay put? Bincy Olswang just traded up to number 7. Who are you taking? Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Kyle Pitts. I know you love him. I do love Kyle Pitts. Or Slater. It's got to be quarterback, man. I know they're less guaranteed. I'd probably take Fields. I like Lance. I think his raw tools might be slightly better than Fields, but Fields did it at the highest level in college football in the Big Ten. This guy played in a national championship game. This guy out-dueled Trevor Lawrence in a semifinal game. I'd probably take Fields there. I would take one of the quarterbacks. How about that? Subscribe to Chicago Bears Now. We go live every single Tuesday at 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central Time, but we also put videos up every single day, and we've launched the first commenter club, and if you want to be a member of it, you got to get to our videos quick and comment first or whatever it is, and hey, you can be like Tyler, you can be like Luis, you can be like James, you can be like Bulls for Life and get a shout out on Chicago Bears Now. All you got to do, subscribe, turn on notifications, because if you don't do those things, you're going to get beat to the punch because guys are getting notified on their phones right when we post a video, and they can comment before you can. You can't be a non-subscriber and comment first. It's just not going to happen. So subscribe, turn on noties, daily videos, and hey, maybe you're the next up on the first commenter club. Larry, would you trade up to 11 for Lance? Yes. If Fields, Lance, or even Jones is outside the top 10, I'm on the phone to find pace. I'm getting aggressive. I'm looking. I'm seeing if I can make a trade because I think you for sure have to get above New England at 15. But I think you got to get up to 10 or 11 if one of those guys slides. So, yeah, I would absolutely do that. I think you mean trade Allen Robinson here, Matthew. We'll just answer the question as if that is the question. Am I getting a first-round pick? If I am, I'll consider it. Otherwise, I'm keeping him this year, and I'm seeing what happens. Jonas, would you consider giving up next year's first and this year's first-round pick to move up and get Mac Jones if he falls to 11 or 14? Giving up. I'd do it for Mac Jones, too. I'm less certain about him. I do like him. I loved him a couple months ago when it was like, oh, you can get him at 20? Sweet. I don't love getting him at 10 or 11, but I'd still probably do it if it didn't cost me too much. Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith? Probably Chase. The Bears won't be in play for either unless they want to trade up for a non-quarterback, which I think that's a bad idea. But they're both good players. If you want a bigger physical guy, take Chase. If you want a guy who has more speed and maybe creates better separation, then take Devontae Smith. There you go. Matthew, who is our kick returner next year? Maybe draft one. Well, let's just be clear. In 2021, you don't draft a pure return guy. Why? Because at least 50% of kickoffs go out of the end zone. So that's number one. If Patterson's back, it'll obviously be him. I think Darnell Mooney could get in the mix back there. We'll see if Tariq Cohen is a return guy at all next year. Obviously, he got hurt. It may be someone you draft. Maybe a receiver in the middle rounds becomes your kick returner as well. Oh, from my burner account, I wonder who this could be. Trade up to 8 with the Panthers for a quarterback. If we can't get one, get Slater or Surtain. You're not trading up for a corner, I don't think. Maybe you trade up for Slater. Like, you could talk me into trading up for Sewell or Slater. I don't love the idea personally just because then you're losing a first next year too, and where's your quarterback answer long term? Again, I need a long-term answer at quarterback. Yeah, if I would trade up to 8 for a quarterback, though. Fields or Lance, absolutely Jones, maybe. For sure Fields or Lance, though, I would trade up to 8 and take him in a heartbeat.